If that godly formation is absent, worldly formation will take its place. If the child is not being formed by prayer, the word, holy fear, reverence, correction, and godly example, the child will be formed by the world. There is no empty space in the soul. Something will fill it. If the parent does not fill the house with the things of God, the spirit of the world will fill it with its own ways. And the world does not teach the child to deny self, fear God, flee sin, and prepare for eternity. The world teaches the child to seek pleasure, to admire the flesh, to love display, to follow appetite, and to live for the present moment. This warning must not be softened. Many parents now think first about school, profession, money, status, success, and comfort. They dream that the child will become respected, educated, and established. But the great question is not whether the child becomes important in this life. The great question is whether that soul will be saved. For what shall it profit a man, if he shall gain the whole world, and lose his own soul? If that is true of a man, it is true also of a child. What has been gained if the child gains the world and loses eternity? Therefore the first labor of a parent is not to make the child great on earth. The first labor is to direct the child toward heaven. A child may become a lawyer, a judge, an engineer, a rich man, or a respected woman, and still perish forever. But if that child fears God, flees the world, and finishes this life in salvation, then the greatest good has been obtained. Everything else is lower than this. The child must be taught plainly that this world is passing. The child must be taught plainly that the world is not neutral. The child must be taught plainly that to love the world is dangerous. The child must be taught plainly that sin condemns, that God is holy, that judgment is real, that heaven is real, that the lake of fire is real, and that life must not be spent in friendship with that which destroys the soul. Such teaching is not cruelty. It is mercy. It is love speaking before it is too late. To leave the child unwarned is not kindness. To let the child absorb worldliness all day and then hope for a holy outcome is not kindness. To give the child impurity, noise, vanity, mockery, rebellion, and sensuality, and then expect the child to hunger for God, is not love. It is negligence. The Lord gave a fearful word. Whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. If causing a little one to stumble is so serious, then delivering a child to daily corruption is no small matter before God. So the parent must not hide behind excuses. It is not enough to say that discipline is difficult, that separation is inconvenient, or that this age is different. The broad way still leads to destruction. Therefore, if a thing is helping the child love the broad way, the parent must resist it. If a thing is weakening the fear of God in the child, the parent must resist it. If a thing is feeding vanity, lust, rebellion, mockery, or unbelief, the parent must resist it. The root truth remains the same. There are only two kingdoms. The kingdom of God leads to truth, holiness, order, life, and eternal communion with the Lord. The kingdom of the world leads to lust, distraction, vanity, blindness, death, and eternal condemnation. Therefore every child is always being pulled in one direction or the other. Every house is serving one pattern or the other. Every repeated influence is strengthening one kingdom or the other in the heart. For this cause the parent must think beyond outward behavior. The real question is not only whether the child is happy, active, skilled, social, or intelligent. The real question is what this child is becoming before God. Is the child learning reverence, self-control, prayer, modesty, holy fear, and separation from evil? Or is the child learning vanity, appetite, display, speed, and familiarity with sin? The answer to that question shows what spirit is doing the teaching. The adversary understands the importance of early years. That is why he seeks the child early.